So apparently, Canada is preparing for war.
Huh?
And I know what you're thinking. Yeah, terrorist war with Trump and the whole 25% thing and energies and all that stuff. No, we're talking about a war with guns, bombs, and a whole lot of destruction. And I heard this on the internet. And you know everything on the internet is true, including this video. But enough of what I'm saying. Check these videos out.
Hey, have y'all seen this stuff about Canada preparing to go to war with us right now? Listen, I don't really get into the politics and stuff like that, but both Canada and Mexico is not feeling Trump right now. So Canada is under the impression that Trump wants to make them the 51st state. And they not going for it, and they getting prepared to have to defend themselves. And honestly, how can you blame them? Dog got in office and immediately started talking about making the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. It sounds like you want a conquering type of a mission to me. Right now, they're taking measures for a civil war. But this is the part that I'm worried about. I live in Michigan, so the Canadian border is like 25-minute drive from my house. And we all know that like a solid 70% of the world do not like America, right? We can't afford to be beefing with our neighbors north and south of us. Mexico and Canada do not really rock with us right now after Trump got in office and putting all these tariffs down. Who's to say they don't just lay out the red carpet for Russia, China, or North Korea to come set up shop right at the border 25 minutes away from my house? Like, this could get a little spooky. You can only make so many enemies before muckers get together and decide to jump. And I'm way too close to the Canadian border being in Michigan. The tension continues to build. I might find myself in Thailand or the Philippines or somewhere that people ain't got smoke with. It might be time to move to Switzerland. I don't know, something got to shake.
Now he said something that's quite interesting. And what he said was this, is that as soon as Trump got into office, he started making a whole lot of enemies with everybody else. And one thing's for sure that you don't want to do is to pick on too many people all at one time and make too many enemies. Because sooner or later they're going to start buddying up. And you seen what happened to Drake.
Why are you including me in this?
And it seems like it's ineffective at first, but sooner or later, all that negative energy is going to tear you down. Everyone likes to see the downfall of a giant. And that's kind of like the situation that we're at with the United States. You know, they're picking on not just Canada, but they're picking on Mexico, they're picking on Europe, the European Union. They're making too many enemies all at one time. And especially not just Europe, but they're also not really too close with Russia, and they're not really too close with China. And they're also making enemies with the African countries. Alright, this is where you get all your resources from, and you're making too many enemies all at one time. America has been benefiting so far with where they are because of after World War II, everyone else is kind of redeveloping, and it was getting the infrastructure together. That's not the situation anymore. Now everyone has their own thing going, and they're being innovative. All right, and you, as a country, thinking that you're still on top. This is not how it was back in the day. Everything is changing. Too many enemies will lead to your downfall.
America doesn't know the same thing that Canada is hearing. I was just on a call with some very, very well-educated people. I mean, people who work in DC, lawyers, writers, like very well-educated people. And as of this morning, Saturday, February 8th, I was saying to them, yeah, Canada is preparing for war. And they were like, what are you talking about? They don't know. Like our prime minister yesterday, Justin Trudeau yesterday, was caught on a hot mic, but let's be honest, we all needed to know, and he caught saying it, that what I said earlier, like last week, what I said, that Trump is going to annex us, invade, he wants our critical minerals. It's a serious threat. It is not a joke. Jimmy Fallon is out there making jokes about, maybe 179 countries will watch the Super Bowl because we'll take over Canada by Sunday. Not funny, Jimmy. Not funny. And so I was on this call and I said, yeah, we're preparing for a war. And they were like, with who? With us, with the U.S. And I told them how serious it was, how Canadians everywhere have spent the last week boycotting the U.S. and looking at ways to make sure that they've sort of decentralized the U.S. from decentered the U.S. from their conversations and their lives. Like, this is a very serious, we're not going back. And Americans are not hearing it. They don't know. In British Columbia, which I'm sure most people don't know this, British Columbia is larger than every state except for Alaska, where I think we're twice the size, almost twice the size of Texas. And our premier in BC has said that any government contracts going forward, if they have them with the US, they are going to, when the contracts come up, they're looking for other countries to do them with. So businesses that are out of the US at all are going to be cut off from the province of BC. And that's huge. And I know that other premiers are doing the same thing. So I don't get why they don't know that this is serious. How do they not know? I mean, I assume it's just that they're not taking it seriously or that they haven't heard about it. And I put out that video last week. And like, I think it's like 80,000 views so far. I have not registered like any comments from Americans, which is concerning because if it has that many views and I'm not seeing comments, I don't know if they're seeing it. How do they not know? Guys, you're about to go into war.
How do they not know? How do they not know? You know, I thought that was a little dramatic, but I get the point. There's a lot of things that it's not being said, but other people kind of recognize. I haven't heard about this until like recently as I was scrolling on my timeline, and I saw that Canada is preparing for war. Once again, as she said, you know, Justin Trudeau was caught on a hot mic talking about an actual war with guns and everything like that. So how do they not know? Something suspicious is going on with the government. It's always been going on with the government. It didn't really start with Trump, but Trump is just one who got into the office, and he's so obvious when it comes to the corruption that is exposing all of the dirt that has been in the administration. And it's all bipartisan, meaning that it doesn't matter if you are a Republican or a Democrat, they all do dirty stuff, right? From Trump to Biden administration, even Obama's administration, they all got dirt on them, especially when it comes to that CIA. All right, so just looking at when it comes to the Trump administration, just recently, you know, headlines appear at least in my feed. And so as you can see right now, when it comes to this administration, the Department of Veterans Affairs dismisses more than 1,000 employees amid mass layoffs across, you know, agencies. You see that. And then you also see they're trying to save money, quote unquote, whatever that means. And in saving money, they're trying to expose, oh yeah, you know, Elon Musk with his Doge government of efficiency, Department of Government Efficiency. Some of the things that I may say will be incorrect. Musk backs away from false claim of $50 million for Gaza condoms. You know, he's spreading this rumor, but what is the truth, right? Let's dig a little bit deeper about what's really going on.
America is entering the end game. Elon Musk, Trump, and their allies are now trying to eliminate judicial review on their executive power. This is incredibly dangerous for our country. For 222 years, judicial review has existed in the United States. And it's the power of our court system, especially our Supreme Court, to examine laws made by Congress, executive actions, and governmental policies, and overrule them if they find that they violate the Constitution. It's a check on our Congress and the executive designed to protect the people from tyranny. It's because of judicial review that Nixon handed over the Watergate tapes. It's because of judicial review that same-sex marriage was protected in this country. It's because of judicial review that public schools were desegregated. Without it, we would not have an America. And right now, in this moment, in this flurry of executive action by Trump, Elon Musk, and MAGA, the courts are trying to do their job and protect us people. But in Donald Trump and Elon Musk's eyes, no one should be able to overrule them. No one should be able to stop them. And because a few judges have overruled or put a freeze even on some of their executive actions, or the actions of Doge, they are trying to manufacture consent to impeach these judges and overturn their judicial review. Once this starts happening, It is the end. There is no stopping. There is no check on power of Donald Trump. There is no check on power of Elon Musk, on the oligarchy that controls our country. For the past week, Elon Musk has been flooding the X platform with posts that are trying to garner public support and manufacture consent to get rid of these judges. I promise you that when the first judge falls, it is over. Think about what that will do, what precedent that will set. It'll tell the judges all across America that if they stand up to our own executive branch, they will be fired. Trump, Musk, the tech oligarchs, and MAGA are currently cooing our government. We must stop them. This is precisely the path the bad German party took pre-World War II in order to gain power over the government. And if you notice Elon Musk's posting habits and how often he's talking about these judges and trying to get them fired, you'll realize that he tried and started to set up this consent from the people to get rid of judicial review back in December. This was planned out. They expected to try to impeach judges, get them fired, or some other way to get around judicial review, to eliminate it.
To sum up this video, right, what we talked about so far, Canada is preparing for war because they are taking Trump very seriously. They're saying this guy is crazy. And we're not talking about just a trade war. We're talking about a war with guns, ammunition, bombs, and destruction.
That's ridiculous.
And we're also talking about Trump overreaching his power in terms of government courts, judges, and things of that nature. And like I said, the last person that did that lived in Germany back in the 1940s.
Hey, little dude, you got some crap right here.
Well, that's my face, sir.
So, what do you think? You know, is this, do you think it's just a overreaction, the internet being the internet? It's just going to be a trade war, that's it? Canadians are losing their mind, you know, they're going crazy. And what do you think about Trump? You know, is he overreaching his power? Or is he just, you know, as Fox News will put it, doing what needs to be done for America? Let me know in the comments below. And I also want to give a shout out to all my new subscribers. Thanks for subscribing. I hope you continue to enjoy my content that I continue to push as I figure out, you know, exactly what this channel is about. Alright, so once again, this is Crown Vic with the Palace, from the Palace, and this has been the message. Thanks.